Hello, everybody. My name is Robert, and I'm going to be your instructor for this Political Science 101 class starting April 4th, 2022. 8-week course for spring of 2022. So basically, the purpose of the video is I'm going to lay out my expectations, and the assignments are going to be that we're going to have to turn in during the course of this assignment, and as well as some of the modules and things that we're going to be going over. The first thing I'm going to want you all to do is obviously I want you to log in on the first day of class and then answer the question that we have here in our discussion section, and it should also pop up in your to-do list. I'm going to need you to go in and by April 5th, introduce yourself to the class and me. So this is mandatory, and you guys are going to have to do this. So if you do not log in and if you do not do the mandatory introductory assignment, your enrollment will be dropped. So I just need to put that out there first, okay? So just make sure, not a big deal, not anything too extravagant. Just go in, tell me a little bit about yourself, what your majors are, what do you plan to do, what do you expect out of this class, and all that. Okay, so let's go over a little bit what's going to be happening in this class. This is our syllabus, right? So here is my contact information. Generally, I'll respond to you within 24 hours. It's usually going to be shorter than that, but just kind of like to give you a framework of the time that I will be open to answering questions. My office hours are going to be held from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Zoom, and there'll be a link to that inside the course module section. So if you need to talk to me during this period, I'll be online. You just sign on, go on to the Zoom link, and then you can get in touch with me. Here is our textbook. It's the Parsons textbook, Introduction to Political Science, How to Think for Yourself About Politics. You can get this on the library. You can also get this on Amazon if you can find a more, a cheaper price there. Editions 1 or 2 will suffice. I don't mind either one. I also have a link to the Pearson website, who is the publisher of the book, that will be able to perhaps provide you an option that might be more cost effective. All right. So make sure you get the book, and we will be using it a lot, and I'll refer to it as a lot. Okay. Here are our student learning outcomes. These are decided by the college. So we're going to talk about the main subfields of political science and describe methodologies that are used in those fields. We're going to talk about the main elements of a democratic, an authoritarian, a totalitarian system, and classify given political systems, including the United States, according to these labels. So pretty simple. And then we're going to look at political ideology and political culture and how those influence our thought and how those influence the way we think and our actions that we take within the realm of politics. These are objectives. These are things that we are definitely going to be talking about and trying to address. So just make sure you take a look at them. There's a variety of things that we're going to talk about, and inside the Canvas shell and inside the modules, we will have PowerPoints that are attached to each of these topics and chapters, and it'll help us understand the material better. All right, so just be cognizant of the attendance policy. If I see that you are not actively keeping up in class, not logging in, and not completing the required assignments, I will be dropping your enrollment. I will let you know first to see if there's anything that I could do to help you, but if I don't hear from you, then it's highly likely that you're going to be dropped from this class. So just try to stay on task, try to stay on point, and we'll get through this 8-week session. All right, so these classes are going to be delivered asynchronously, meaning that I'm going to post lectures and then you will watch them and then use that material to either, get ready for an exam, to get ready to write a paper, or to, basically understand the material. So right here we have a list of the requirements that are going to be required for this class, right? So the first is completing reading. So I'll show you where the reading section is going to be and how, what chapters to focus on in which weeks. Each week we're going to have 2 discussion questions that are need to be answered. One is going to be due on Wednesday, and the second is going to be due on Saturday. There's going to be 14 in total. So for these 7 weeks, up until the last week, we're going to be having discussion assignments. Same thing we're also going to have with weekly homework quizzes. There's going to be 7 of them. They're going to be worth 6 points each, 42 points total. Usually there's going to be 12 questions. They're going to ask questions with regards to what we studied in the chapter. You'll have multiple attempts to complete this. So if you don't get the whole allotment of points at first, then you can go back and retake the test. And I also recommend that you prepare, when you prepare to study for the exams, to look back at the past homework questions that we went over, because there's a possibility that those questions might reappear on the exam. So just trying to put that out there for you to help you even more. We're gonna have one examination toward the middle of the session, and then a second examination a little bit more down the line, and then we'll have a final examination which will be worth 50 points. Each of these are going to be worth 50 points, and we're also going to have a final research paper that is going to be worth 50 points, and I'll give you a little bit more detail about that in a little bit. Here is our scale, pretty simple. If you have any questions about this, definitely let me know. So if we look at the requirements here, we could see our dates that are associated with the examinations that we have. Our first examination is going to be on April 20th. It's going to be due on April 20th. It's going to be over chapters 1 through 4. 50 questions, multiple choice, true, false. You'll have 2 hours to complete it. If you have an accommodation that's needed that's been provided by DSPS, definitely let me know, and I can put in more time. It shouldn't really be an issue. The second examination is going to be on May 4th. 50 questions, multiple choice. It's going to cover chapters 5 through 8. And for each of these, like I said, I'll give study guides for these. And on top of that, the office hour date before the exam is due, we'll have a session where I'll invite you all on, and we can go over and answer any questions you might have about that. If you can't attend the office hour session when we do a review, I will record it so you can have and watch it when you're able to. We have a final research paper. This is going to be a pretty wide open topic. I'm going to ask you to pick a political issue and construct a research paper about it. This is going to be due May 23rd, 2022, and you may choose any current issue in which the government, whether it's local, state, national, or multiple levels of government, plays or have played a major role. I talked about the Canvas discussions. Remember, in addition to having your initial discussion, I'm going to ask you all to respond to at least 2 classmates by the end of the week. So for the 2 discussions, I'm going to ask you all to respond to both the Wednesday discussions and the Saturday discussions. I'm going to ask you all to respond to 2 classmates by Sunday in each of the discussions. So we have a discussion due on Wednesday. I'm going to ask you to respond to 2 classmates on to the Wednesday question, and also 2 classmates on the Saturday question, just for full credit. All right. Just don't put I agree. Just don't put I like your point. Give me something more substantial. So basically, not anything too serious. You've all probably done discussion questions before. These discussion questions are done to help people understand the material. Our final examination is going to be on May 25th on Canvas. It'll cover chapters 11 to 13. And like I said, we have homework, which is going to be due each week. 12 questions, each worth half a point. And like I said, you have multiple times to take this exam. You have multiple chances. And like I said, make sure you look at this as help and not as, something that's more kind of a pain in the neck, because this will help you be prepared for the exams. A little bit about my expectations I don't have to go over. Here's the course calendar. We're going to talk about, in the first week, we're going to introduce what political science is and then talk about political philosophy. Then we're going to go into talking about ideologies and states. That will cover the first couple of weeks, and then we have an exam on April 20th, right? Week 3, we're going to talk about nations and collective action. Then we're going to talk about liberal democracies and illiberal democracies. We're going to go over economies, development and growth, change, and we're going to end the session or the semester by talking about political violence, and I have all the due dates posted for you. All right, so like I said, our research paper is going to be due on May 23rd, 2022, and our final exam is going to be due on May 25th, 2022. Also in the syllabus, I have some instructions for you, code of conduct, resources that you could use, and anything that might help you during this class. All right, so what I wanted to do now is to kind of go over and show you the navigation in some of these, the way I've got the courses set up. So here is our home page. You're going to want to go to the modules section. I have a link right there. Also, you have the link on the side panel. Here are course management things that might help you. Institutional support like student services, the disability services office, Netiquette, Canvas support and all that. If we go down here, each week is going to be made up of, the learning content that we're going to be going over, the readings, the PowerPoints that are associated with each chapter that we're talking about, so you have those to use, and then the lectures that I have made for each of these classes. So usually they run anywhere from 30 minutes to up to an hour, depending on the topic. And then below here I have what assignments are due for that week and the due dates, and also a study guide for you, right? So this is the first week, and then it's pretty much the same as all the other subsequent weeks, where I have the PowerPoints, the readings, and the associated video lectures with these classes. So my best advice to you is just to stay on task, to keep up on work, don't fall behind, and if you have any questions, definitely let me know. But remember, your first assignment for this class is going to be to go in and sign on and introduce yourself to this class. All right, so if there's anything that you don't understand, or if there's something that doesn't click, by all means let me know. We can meet during my office hours, or if those hours don't work for you, we can also meet during another time, which shouldn't be too much of an issue with me. All right, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thank you.